of 1960 interpolitical strategy held by their Majesty El Haj Aijo. Interpolitical strategy, scientific atrocity held in the north. So many died, so many cried. To your homeland, come back home, Ambazonia. To your homeland, this is our country. We need to be free. I want to be free. I need to walk from Mountbatten to Bamenda. Hallelujah. It's been 2 years. It's been 40 years. We've been oppressed in Ambazonia. Strategy, scientific atrocity. We've been killed in Bamenda. Many died, some still crying, weeping in Ambazonia. Hallelujah. I'm calling on the Queen of England. I'm calling on Her Majesty to free Ambazonia. Hallelujah. Come Nigeria, come Great Britain, come Libya, free Ambazonia.
My fellow Ambazonians, I'm glad to be back here again with you. First, I want to thank my comrades in Belgium, the leaders in Belgium, the chairman, his family, my advisors, the Secretary of State, and the entire team who hosted me in Belgium. I want to thank you for the great hospitality. I was attacked in Belgium. As you can see, I am still recovering, but I'm doing good. I want to also thank the leadership of Holland for the great hospitality, for receiving my delegation with kindness and care, and for beginning the process of building a foundation upon which a very solid Ambazonian mission is going to function. I am grateful to my family, my friends, countrymen and women for the solidarity during this very trying moment. I want to salute your courage for not giving up on our country or on our processes. And I know that if there is one thing all of us believe in, is a free country of our own, a place where we can dwell in peace, we can find harmony, a place where we can remember those who gave their lives for a free Ambazonia. The past few months have been trying and traumatizing. We've got leaders in jail, Agbobala, we've got Mr. Njusi, you've got Uplot Prince, my deputy. You've got men and women who have been kidnapped from our homeland and deported to Cameroon and detained in Communicado. We've got a lot of people who have been tortured. Our country has been hemmed in, blockaded, so we don't have access to our families. Men in wolves, throwing guns, they raid our homes in the middle of the night, trample on our sacred places. Those are people you call your brothers. If your brothers treat you this way, then what do you expect from your enemy? Cameroon is a vile state that respects no values of ours, has virtually no respect for our people, our cultures, and our tradition. But we are a determined people, able by ourselves to write the last chapter of our own story. The story of a free country that was, is, and would be. At this moment that I speak to you, we have our people still in prison. We're fighting extremely very hard to ensure their release. We're making sure that their plight is known across the world. That is our job, especially in exile, especially at a time when millions of our people have no access to internet. And those who have cell phones, it has become a bait through which the regime can kidnap, arrest, and deport to its own country. Fellow citizens of Ambazonia, this is our time, this is our era, this is our own story. A few weeks ago, I was in Belgium, where I met Mr. Baramak. We had a fine discussion, a detailed session. Something is important to note. Bara is a good guy. He's a genuine guy. And what he says, he believes in. And if I got out of that meeting with one lesson, is that we must have more conversation. We must not make sweeping generalizations about people's attitude, their approaches, without having the opportunity to dialogue in secluded conclaves. Baramak reflects the aspirations of our people. He's determined, and I'm very sure that he has a very long future ahead of him fighting for causes he believes in. I'm grateful to have met him, and we discussed a couple of issues about our country. We discussed about the leaders of the consortium that are detained, those that are currently out of the country, those that are in embassies. We talked about detailed strategies on how we can converge or work together where we converge and move alone where we disagree. I also need to make a certain clarification. The Ambazonian Governing Council is in no alliance with the consortium, because I read a message from Professor Owona trying to tie the consortium with the AGC and tagging it a secessionist movement. That is not the case. The consortium is a civil society organization that espouses issues that are at the heart of Ambazonians. The Ambazonian Governing Council is a platform that fights for the restoration of the state of Ambazonia, where our ideas converge. We work together, and we will continue to work together as an oppressed people until the day we bundle out the colonial empire from our homeland. And I'm very sure that those who work in the consortium, as well as the vast people who work under the AGC, do agree on these facts. It should also be noted that the chairman of the SCYL, Dr. Akwanga, met with Mr. Tapang Ivo in the United States. This is the beginning of a conversation, the beginning of a process of dialogue, get to know one another, understand each other's position. And as I promised you in my last discussion before I traveled to Belgium, I said we will work together, we will create a common platform of ideas and strategies that can facilitate the decolonization of our homeland. As I assured you, that there are ongoing discussions in the background, so you shouldn't be worried. There are some visible cracks because of opportunism, where some people think they can exploit the period of renaissance, the period of resistance, to build platforms that usurp certain positions and arrogate to themselves powers that they don't have. But we will continue to find avenues through which we can cooperate, avenues through which we can dialogue and pool our resources together to write the last chapter of the black-on-black colonialism in the backyard of Africa. And I am definitely very sure that the story of Cameroon is coming to an end soon in Ambazonia. We've never been free. As I said, the greatest thing about freedom is in your mind. And as far as I'm concerned, Ambazonians have achieved mental liberation. As I said before, in the past few months, what we have learned through social media, WhatsApp, Facebook, and now text messages, cumulatively is more than what we would have ever learned sitting in colonial classrooms created by Cameroon. We've learned about our history. We've learned about the thuggery of Cameroon in our homeland. We've learned about its strategies to colonize us, to rule with impunity over our homeland. And most importantly, we've learned how to fight back, how to circumvent the processes it has designed and institutionalized in our homeland. We've learned to shatter the myth around its invincibility in our country. There is no turning back. The last chapter of Cameroon in our country will be written by Ambazonians. It will be told by us. And I'm definitely very sure that when our children grow up one day, they will be proud of what we have done this period. They will be proud of the sacrifices that those who are not going to school are making. The sacrifices of the lawyers crossing borders. The sacrifices of market women, bayan salams, and the ordinary population of our people are making when they shut down their stores, their businesses on Mondays and on Tuesdays. Our children will be proud of us. And for all those whose lives has been taken away, we will sing, I remember when I was a soldier. When one day we walk into Boya, we will sing the hippie yap yap song in glory of those who laid their lives so we may have a homeland, a place to call our own. Fellow citizens, tomorrow is Ghost Town Day. You remember what Tassan said? Yaoundé will know who controls the situation. And as the consortium has decreed, tomorrow on Saturday is blackout in Ambazonia. It's Ghost Town. When we say Ghost Town, we mean Ghost Town. It means nobody is supposed to be on the street. No stores are supposed to open. No businesses. No fake taxi drivers, whether put on our street by a Kema. It means everybody is going to be in lockdown. And as I said before, there are consequences for those who violate the laws of the land. It means if you decide to go to school, you have to face consequences. If your store is open, the underground brigade of Ambazonia is going to shut down the store. If you open a school in our land, we are going to shut it down or we are going to raise it. I have said this and we've done this. And I say it now and we will do it again. The time when Cameroon had the monopoly of violence is over. The time when they think they could use their surrogates, men like Mafane Musonge, like Ekema, Atanganji Paul, is over. As you run Atanganji Paul off Commercial Avenue, you have run Ekema from Boya. Here he's taking asylum in Douala. And we will run Musonge out of our country. We will not tolerate at this moment, when our people are in prison, when some have died, when people are out of school, for a few group of hungry, selfish individuals to think they can manipulate and usurp our resistance for their own advantage. That time is over. And as we observe ghost towns in Ambazonia, I know tomorrow in Belgium, all of you should come out. There will be a demonstration in front of the UN. So I want everybody in Belgium to move straight to Brussels. If you are in Sweden, I expect you to be in Malmö. I know the people of Rome will be assembling tomorrow. And there is a town hall meeting in Ohio that will be overseen by Dr. Akwanga. I expect everybody to go there and take part in that town hall meeting. It's a session of mourning. Let's mourn about those who've died. Let's mourn about the day of 11 February. The day our history was rewritten through a conspiracy between the United Nations and Great Britain. I know people of South Korea, if you are listening to me, I thank you for the great work that you people are doing in South Korea. People of Japan, our boys and girls in Qatar. I know the brave people of Cape Town, Johannesburg. Are you there? If you're listening to me, I expect you to take the struggle into your own hands and do good for our people. I know our people will be meeting across the globe. In Nigeria, you will be out. Because there are 3 ways to defeat Cameroon. There are 3 ways to defeat Cameroon. And these 3 approaches must be combined. We borrow these approaches from the playbook of the ANC. We must engage on the ground. It means if there is civil disobedience on the ground, we must respect it. Code red. We declared code red. Code red means Cameroon prosecutes the occupation of our homeland using violence. We must invoke the right to defend our homeland, our sacred places, our neighborhoods, our villages. Every Ambazonian has the right to defend every inch of our homeland using every means possible. That's code red. Don't be scared to defend your homeland. I want you to reject the notion of political partyism which says we don't want violence. No, we don't want violence, but there is a difference between desiring violence for the sake of it or invoking the right to defend our homeland. It is morally wrong to tell the people who have been attacked, who are kidnapped, who are shot, not to defend themselves. You have to defend yourself. And as time goes by, we will provide the means for you to defend yourself and to evacuate from all the villages, the neighborhoods, the hamlets and cities, the institutions of the occupation. So that is very important for you to take note. We must also engage, like the ANC did, in international campaigns as we are doing now. The demonstrations we are doing now are quite important. It raises consciousness in Ambazonians. It creates international awareness. It brings our struggle at the level of international institutions, at the level of nation states. Civil societies in the West come to understand why we are here in the first place, why we struggle. So it is important that you take part in these demonstrations. Create international awareness to shame Cameroon, to expose its banality of evil in our homeland, to expose its systematic violence and impunity in our country, so that one day we can bring them to justice. We also believe in the third option, liberation diplomacy. Liberation diplomacy entails knocking on doors, talking to partners, to sister organizations, international institutions. You have to be persistent. Diplomacy does not work at your own time pace. You have to be persistent. You have to knock constantly, explain your story, why there should be some level of intervention in our country. I know we are going to get partners who are going to support us. As we move forward in our struggle, many countries are coming to understand our story. Many countries are being exposed to the tragedy of Ambazonians. Many countries are coming to understand why a free Ambazonia is for the interests of Africa. And I'm very sure if we persist a little bit longer, we're going to shine the light on our situation, expose the tragedy of the Franco-French alliance that has disrupted our pattern of lives and built its own country through exploitation of our resources, deprivation of liberty, and economic exclusion of our people. I am very sure that you will be persistent. Rome was not built in a day. If Cameroon has not succeeded in deceiving the world out us for 55 years, it means it has already failed. So Saturday is a day of mourning. Our people should be in black. Black is not simply mourning, showing defiance that we fall and rise again. I want you to understand that Cameroon is not simply going to walk out of Ambazonia because we call ghost towns, or because we make demonstrations out here in the West. Cameroon is resilient. It is supported by a powerful country. So you must change to resistance mode. This is going to be a fight, neighborhood by neighborhood. The people of Ndop have shown you how to do it. The people of Menji have shown you how to do it. The people of Mutengene, the people of Boya showed you by hoisting our flag on an MTN antenna. Congratulations to you. And as we move forward, you must know, until you impose a higher cost on the occupation, it is going to still be beneficial to Cameroon. The day Cameroon gets up and makes a conscious calculation to realize that the cost it has to pay imposing occupation on our homeland is higher than the benefit, they are not going out. So we must be strong. We must be resilient. We must be united. Fellow Ambazonians, the months and years ahead will be difficult. But this is what I'd like you to know. And I am calling on Chairman Kavi in Belgium to send out the GoFundMe account. You have to make sacrifices. You have to make donations. To be able to enforce the ghost town costs money. Independence is not cheap. So I want you to go online and make a donation to the Ambazonian Governing Council. For each dollar you give to the resistance, you shorten the day of your oppression. For each sacrifice you make today, I assure you, Cameroon feels the pain. They know exactly where we are, what we are doing. And I have said, if I go down, someone else must take my place and continue the fight. This is a battle that will be fought neighborhood by neighborhood through sacrifices of our people. You must sacrifice. You can't sit on Facebook and proclaim independence without making conscious sacrifices. You're never going to have it. You're going to feel it, but you will never own it. If you also want to own the outcome of this resistance, you must pay for it. Otherwise, someone else will pay for it and own the outcome. That is why you have post-independence violence, economic decadence, deprivation of liberty, like in other places. So I want to appeal to you to know that if we will be free today, you must step forward and fund this resistance. I am going to look through some of the comments and I'm going to make some conscious responses. Yes, King Ade, I hate this name, Ambazonia. It's a beautiful name. It's a beautiful name. It's indigenous. Southern Cameroon is colonial in nature. And so you cannot use colonial description as a name of your country. The name Ambazonia is a beautiful name. It's indigenous. It was proclaimed at a time when most of our people could not speak. And as we proclaim it as an interim name of our country, should we have independence, and the vast majority of our people say they need a new name, we will get a new name. But we need to make a distinction between our country and Cameroon. And for now, Ambazonia is a wonderful name. Yes, Sister Patience, thanks for stepping forward. I hope you are going to step forward and join the resistance with us as we walk the last mile of this journey. It's important that all the forces, irrespective of your position yesterday, are going to come together now so that we can fight together and liberate our country together. I agree with you, Grace Achu. Sorry. Hate is a very, very strong word for that little problem, really. Thank you, Sister Evo. No weapon fashioned against us can succeed. After the ghost town, and then what? I will not let the cat out of the bag. I know the consortium, as I discussed with Barretta Mark, have a lot of action program. So stay tuned. You will hear from them. As far as the Amazonian Governing Council and other nationalist movements are concerned, we are in resistance mode. So we will undermine the occupation in our land. We will disrupt it. We will delegitimize it. And we will make sure the land is ungovernable. We will make sure that the colonial governors and SDOs and mayors do not find peace in our homeland. We'll make sure collaborators, the chiefs and the funds who collaborate with the occupier, have no peace in our homeland. That is why you need to make a donation, so that we can fund the underground. We can make their life in our homeland hell. Yes, Sister Maxeline, the internet, we are having discussions about different possibilities. And so we are not just like sitting here and not thinking about what to do. There are some ideas being floated on how we can bring internet to Ambazonia. And they are being developed as I speak. So stay tuned. Yes, Kemi Ashu, too many GoFundMe. Yes, because there are too many initiatives, too many platforms. I am speaking as the leader of the platform that believes in the independence of our homeland, using three methods: self-defense, liberation diplomacy, and international mobilization. If you believe in this platform, go make a donation. If you can believe in multiple platforms, you can believe in multiple platforms. The goals have been effective, and we want to thank the consortium for that. So make a donation. Yes, Sheikh Kavi, starting a guerrilla war. We are already in it. I can't say further. Yes, Sister Grace, I agree with you. You've used a word which is very, very important, being proactive. That's what we are doing right now. That means we are building our own strategies We are looking for the means of funding those strategies, and we are executing those strategies. Our actions are not being dictated by the attitude of the opponent. And so I can assure you that we are being proactive. What I want you people to know is that there are many times we fail, and you would never know. Sometimes we make 10 attempts and fail 9 times. But the one time we succeed, you will hear from us. And I am definitely very sure that if we have succeeded thus far, it's because of the overground action and the underground action. And we must make sure that both succeed. Yes, Brother Fombeng Oliver, that our action should be demanding a referendum. Just in the past few days, my advisory council has had discussions about this. And I don't want to make a statement that has not been vetted, a statement that has not been approved by the governing council, but we are having this discussion. And I can assure you that we are listening. We are listening carefully to what Ambazonians want. And our greatest experts are already designing a mechanism through which we can make this become effective. Yes, Chicago. I expect you people to do more, Chicago. You have to make a donation so we can sustain the underground. Yes, I don't speak for the Congress being in Belgium, but I know through different circulations that our compatriots in Belgium are planning something big, something unique, something massive. It's going to be a unique opportunity for every Ambazonian across Europe to be on the same place, in the same hall at the same time. They have a spokesman, chief, if you are there, and you have the chairman of a commission, the vice chairman, and a wonderful team. They will speak to you about the Congress that they are planning. Yes, Yaya, I know you are in Ghana. We have some representatives in Ghana. So put yourselves together so we can build a formidable team in Ghana. Remember, Cameroon has hardly have diplomatic relationship with Ghana. The reason is because during the period of the UPC, they were accused of being funded by Kwame Nkrumah from Ghana. And so when members of the UPC crossed into Ambazonia, the French and the British were scared that should Ambazonia become independent, we will have the support of Kwame Nkrumah, whom they thought or believed were being supported by the communists. So there is a long history that goes as far back as the early 60s and even the late 50s about the importance of Ghana in our own struggle. So put yourself together in Ghana. Yes, Sister Rita Nji, I'm going to ask my advisors, Sheikh Kavi and the others, to help you make a contribution. They will give you some advice in the background on how you can invest in your own future by making a donation to support the underground. Support the underground. The underground is what makes the overground visible. There is a lot going on in the underground. That is where we are in resistance mode. That is where we humble Cameroon in different areas, shut down their schools, make sure that they are unsafe. It's very critical that you fund the underground. This is no time for politics. We will reach the period of politics as we move forward. But this is the time for resistance. And the resistance is sometimes not visible. We cannot explain ourselves, our actions. So you must understand that my word carries a lot of meaning. And you have to read into them in a very, very deeper way to be able to understand the importance of funding the underground. This is our time. If we don't do that, we are going to win our resolve in the overground. Okay, my dear people, I think I've spoken for a very long time. And I want to thank you for listening. And I know you're going to leave this platform today more energized, believing more in the future of a free Ambazonian state, believing more in yourself to develop your own capabilities to be an asset for yourselves, your family, and a homeland rather than a liability. You're going to leave tonight more convinced that we have a greater stake in our country than the colonial dogma that has been exported in our homeland. You're going to leave this platform today more determined, more convinced that if you give in just a little bit more, you would have written your own story with your own words, your own action, and your own text. If you stick together as one people, we will walk together across the finish line like one people. We may go to jail together like one people. We may suffer tribulation together like one people. But I can assure you, like others have done in history, we will be free together like one people. And together we can remember the memories of those who never made it. Those who wrote their own story with their blood. Those who spent countless years in jail, deprived of liberty because of our country. The mothers, the fathers, the children who are not going to school, who are sacrificing a lot so that tomorrow may be a better place. It is for them that we sacrifice. It is for them that we struggle. And if we have to change our own story, our own perception, we have to do more now for the great people of Ambazonia. Thank you very much. Remember tomorrow. Remember Saturday. It goes down. If you violate it, there are consequences. And believe me, the consequences this time will be behavior. God bless you. God bless